Hello, my amazing Aquarians. Welcome into your mid-June 2024 Money and Career Tarot reading. We will jump into the Light Seers Tarot in a hot second, but I feel the need to mention right off the bat, it feels like a time period for you of true victory, left and right. And at times you're going to need to honestly take a step back and adjust your perspective in regards to that job or multiple. It could be in regards to where you're living or maybe your finances overall. It feels like at times you are a little bit too much focusing upon what you don't have, whether it's financial, whether it's opportunity-wise, could be in regards to an investment or two, which is an opportunity. But I feel like at this time you are manifesting quite efficiently due to the power of your mind, your intentions, and your emotions even. And what you truly believe. So tread carefully with how you're focusing on what you don't have and what you want and need all the meanwhile. But we're beginning with the Four of Swords. It feels like a time where things are affecting you in the midst of being granted allotted certain times of need for rest, okay? Maybe even certain points where you can implement true needed self-care so that you glow better, so you're producing the best quality work, so you're putting your best foot forward, to the best of your ability. But as well, I feel like this is speaking upon you being quite protected by the spiritual realm, your intuition, and I want to say supported and guided, even protected by other people in your physical reality. Of course, it's going to depend from case to case as to who in what situation that ends up being for you. But the Three of Pentacles, definitely talking about this being a time of true attention flowing towards you, eyes peeled upon you. It's like a lot of which drawn to the reading are introverted, or at least partially. And so this may feel a bit uncomfortable, not wanted, but then there are other points where you may shock yourself. And, my extroverted Aquarians drawn to the reading are desiring and even needing that attention. Say, for example, like myself, you're online, or you're meant to be famous or just in the spotlight otherwise. Or you're getting recognition within that job or for that position that you wish to acquire. Do you see what I'm saying? So it feels like wanted and unwanted attention within this time period. But I feel like those of which who have been or are choosing at this point to put yourself out into the limelight is what I'm getting. A sense of vulnerability coming to be here and there, or in general, it is paying off big time. People are appreciating you. People like you. Your energy is very captivating, but a little bit nervous here and there, okay? But you're affected by, I want to say, spirituality, energy, and other factors of your world. Noise doesn't feel like it's working against you, and I feel like that's comforting to hear, because it reminds me of me in these readings where noise factors often get in the way of me accomplishing a reading, and other factors, of course. But it feels like you need to remember throughout the remainder of June, everything's working to your advantage, even when you don't feel like it is, right? I do feel as if time is truly on your side when, say, you're commuting, wanting to get things done. And I want to say when you're bonding with people and not. But the Page of Swords talks about us individually, whether you have Aquarius in your sun or other placements or a placement within your chart, you're learning more about yourself through the art of creating, developing, and figuring out your next steps moving forward. And I want to say whether it was continuing a situation or taking one on, or maybe removing one, leaving one behind, you made the right choice and you can't second guess this, okay? 342, look up the angel number meaning. The Hermit card definitely speaks upon you being at times a loner, but also wanting to glow more, wanting to achieve more. At times you need to recognize that when you want to achieve more than you can or you should in a day or that week, you need to just take a deep breath and remember that that's what you accomplished is meant to be, all right? There's very much purpose and destiny written all over your time period, your reading so far. But right in the center, the Justice card. Beautiful energy to get in a reading, let alone a money and career read. I want to say there was somebody, if not multiple people in that work environment or maybe in a home situation that did you dirty behind the scenes, okay, behind a closed door or two, or maybe even right in your face, to the point where you could see it or hear it, and they still went about it. You're gaining justice, okay? Clearing of the name. I feel like you are as well seeing a sense of your hard work from the past and currently paying off big time. Again, you're victorious. Now, I do feel like there are certain times in the month in general, but especially the second half of the month, where there are obstacles that you have to and will very strategically, smoothly, and easily overcome. It's like one obstacle after another sometimes, but then you get a break from those obstacles to recover, to strategize, and to breathe. But again, that's a huge part of why you're victorious. I feel like you want to be known, okay? It doesn't mean you want to be seen and watched 24/7, right? You deserve your privacy and comfort time. But I do feel like you want to be known, say it's online, it could be in the spotlight. Otherwise, once again, could be through that job. It could be, say more in a general sense within that field or two that you specialize in or you want to specialize in. I do as well want to remind you wholeheartedly to drink enough water, okay? There's a point or two throughout the remainder of the month where Spirit's going to point out to some how well you're doing at holding back when it comes to temptation, okay? That could be for some gossip at work or at home or both. It could be in regards to a bad habit that you've been spending too much money on or has been affecting your work and or your energy levels in a negative sense. But I do want to say that people are seeing you in a positive light. All right, even those who may have tarnished your name is what I'm getting, or just were being a bit of a naysayer or negative, or viewing you again in the wrong light. People are seeing you in a beautiful, powerful, and unique light. I mean, you're an Aquarius, okay? I feel like you're going to be reminded things are going to be more than okay. Financially, I feel like you need that reminder for whatever reason, even if you're doing pretty well or well with your finances. It's something that concerns you at times, right? No, we're not going to talk about that. I feel like you're going to see things proceeding in the right direction for you. There's growth, there's progress. If you own an online business or two, that is going to be doing very, very well in the remainder of the month, and even more so in July, August, and September. Those 3 months are very key for you, even though I feel like this month in general has been a bit of, if not a full turning point for your success. And that could also apply to a day-to-day job or two, but for whatever reason, I was getting an online business. Those of which running a storefront, I feel like people are very intrigued by the location and whatever you do for advertising or to draw people in from the outside. And you leave a stamp on their world when they do enter that enter that store. A Ten of Wands. I feel like you do have a lot on your plate, even if, say, you're retired or you work one job, not to minimize the intensity and the overwhelming factors of which, but I feel like you could be working 2 jobs, 3 jobs maybe. You could be working a job and running a business like myself. It's a lot. And so therefore we need to remember how much we deserve that downtime, even though that might be a moment or two where you do get concerned about your finances or the future of your career or your work the most, right? It's like you stop working, you stop accomplishing otherwise, and in general, and then it's like, now I want to overthink. And Spirit's saying, put your foot on the brake, because there may just be a spirit or two in a negative sense pushing you to think about that, knowing that you will overthink it, or knowing mainly that you have been concerned about it. I feel like you need to recognize, or more so remember for some, if that job is meant to continue, or you're meant to get that job, you will, okay, or it will. You need to remember as well, if you're meant to get that opportunity to make more money, to advance yourself and maybe help other people or one person in particular, you will, it'll come to be. And the same thing goes for living situations, maybe other contracts or the potential of which things are happening exactly as they're meant to. It's really easy to forget that or just not to notice it at times, but there are going to be flashbacks. Say, for example, you're working a day-to-day job or a night job that is toxic. Let's just label it as that. It may be poorly run or just have its absolute imperfections that just irk your soul at times or just make you so unmotivated. Anyways, as that was very descriptive and in-depth, I feel as if some positive spirits are going to flash you back. Think about that last job you had, okay? Or think about the hopping back a few jobs or maybe even highlighting a couple different opportunities that were so toxic, even more so than what you have at hand. And even more so, they might, on top of that or in general, point out certain positives that you never had in certain other jobs or you deserve that make things easier for you, right? I feel like You're also going to be reminded of how far you've come, because it's important for you to keep that within your perspective so that you know how much of a boss you are, okay, a warrior, and how much further you're meant to go moving forward. Colors, symbols, and numbers are going to be part of the remainder of June as well, as far as spirit communicating to you when it comes to abundance in general, taking multitude of forms, but as well and when it comes to your money and career in general. But the Sun card, they're saying that when you get things done, when you complete things, tie it up with a bow, it leaves you with happiness. Don't be surprised when there's more happiness in the remainder of the month than you expect. Again, Aquarius, it's a time of absolute victory. Take care.